Welcome back to Pop Flashback. I'm your host, Rick Smalls. Tina Boucher is, well, let's just say she's dealing with a little four-legged intruder over her desk right now. But hey, the show must go on, right? So today we're looking into how Tangerine flipped the script on indie filmmaking back in 2015. This movie, it wasn't just a great story. It was a total game changer. Now, imagine this. A film shot entirely on iPhones, and not even the latest model. We're talking iPhone 5s, a phone that was already a couple years old when the movie came out. I bet some folks back then thought, it's just a gimmick, but Tangerine proved them wrong in a big way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, director Sean Baker wasn't just working with a tight budget. He was using the iPhone to create a very specific look for the film. He even said that the look he got with an anamorphic lens reminded him of those classic Sergio Leone westerns.
You know, those epic sweeping shots? Wild. And it wasn't just the visuals that impressed people. Tangerine premiered at Sundance, and everyone was buzzing about the performances, the energy of the whole film.
Yeah, and all that buzz turned into some serious awards, including a historic win for Maya Taylor, one of the lead actresses. She became the first transgender actress to win a Gotham Award.
Now, speaking of the actresses, let's talk about the story itself. Tangerine follows two transgender sex workers in Los Angeles, Cinderella and Alexandra, as they navigate their friendship betrayals and the crazy roller coaster of their lives. And the whole thing takes place on Christmas Eve, which adds this whole other layer of chaotic energy to it.
Yeah, it's a story that's both unique and universal. You know, you see these incredibly vivid characters dealing with real-life issues, but ultimately it's a story about friendship, resilience, and finding those moments of joy even when things are tough.
Totally agree. And it's all captured with this amazing raw energy. There's that scene in the donut shop where this whole argument breaks out. It's intense, funny, and so real.
That scene's a perfect example of how Baker uses the iPhone's limitations to his advantage. The camera's right in the middle of the action, capturing all that energy and chaos in a way that a traditional camera setup probably couldn't have.
So we've talked about the groundbreaking use of the iPhone, the powerful story, but what I find really fascinating is how Tangerine goes beyond just the technical and narrative aspects.
Oh, definitely. The fact that Kitty Rodriguez and Maya Taylor are both transgender actresses was a huge step forward for representation in Hollywood. Their performances are amazing, and their involvement went beyond just acting. They worked closely with Baker to bring their own lived experiences to the story, and I think that authenticity is a big reason why the film connects with people so strongly.
And that representicity had a real impact, right? It opened up a much wider conversation about transgender experiences and challenged people to think about these issues in a new way.
Absolutely. And Tangerine helped pave the way for more diverse voices in film, both in front of and behind the camera. It showed that there's a real audience for these stories, and that representation really matters.
So much fun packed here, and honestly, we're just scratching the surface. We'll be back in a jiffy to dive even deeper into Tangerine's unique filmmaking style and its lasting impact. Hangry.
Totally. And we're looking at their online shop today, and it's pretty wild. Got like everything you could think of, from t-shirts and sweatshirts to candles and stickers, and they've got, all this stuff with this really fun, food-themed kind of spin on it.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they've taken what's a pretty negative emotion and spun it to be something.
To be something good.
Yeah, like something relatable and fun. Welcome back. So we were just talking about those phenomenal performances from Kiki Rodriguez and Maya Taylor. But what really struck me about Tangerine was how Baker created this world that feels so real. He wasn't afraid to show the nitty-gritty reality of these characters' lives.
Yeah, like shooting on location in LA, those bright, sun-drenched colors, and casting non-professional actors alongside Rodriguez and Taylor. It all adds to that feeling of raw, almost documentary-style realism.
Speaking of documentary style, Baker's known for his guerrilla-style filmmaking, shooting in real places, often without permits, and really capturing that energy of the moment, like you're dropped right into the middle of everything.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading that Baker and the cinematographer Radium Chung walked around those LA neighborhoods for weeks, just soaking up the atmosphere, scouting locations, getting a feel for the environment.
Exactly. And that approach, combined with how portable the iPhone is, it let them be super spontaneous. They could capture these amazing tracking shots, following the characters as they walk down the street, and you really feel like you're right there with them.
It's funny, because now you see a lot of filmmakers experimenting with smartphone cinematography. But back then, it was practically unheard of. And even with limited equipment, Baker and Chung created this visually stunning film.
And they didn't just point and shoot either. They used a bunch of clever techniques to make the footage even better. They had this anamorphic lens adapter to give it that widescreen cinematic look. They even used a Steadicam rig to smooth out those tracking shots. It makes it feel so polished.
It just shows you how limitations can actually lead to more creativity. You have to think outside the box and find ways to work around those constraints. And with Tangerine, those limitations actually became part of the film's unique style and energy.
For sure. I mean, anyone can grab a smartphone and start filming, right? But it's Baker's vision, his understanding of storytelling, and how he uses the tools he has. That's what makes Tangerine so special. But now let's talk about what really makes this movie special. The heart of it all.
You hit the nail on the head. Tangerine is so much more than just a technical marvel. It's a human story told with humor, heart, and a whole lot of realness. And right at the center is that powerful friendship between Cindy and Alexandra.
It's a complicated relationship for sure. Lots of ups and downs, betrayals, making up. But no matter what, you always get the sense that they truly care about each other. Exactly. Their friendship goes through the ringer, but they always end up having each other's backs. And I think that resonates with people, the idea that even in the midst of all the craziness and hardship, true friendship can survive.
And we can't forget how groundbreaking this film was in terms of representation. Casting Katana Kiki Rodriguez and Maya Taylor, two transgender actresses in the lead roles, was a huge deal.
It was a major moment for sure. Not only did they give amazing performances, and their involvement went way beyond just acting, Baker really collaborated with them, made sure their voices and experiences were woven into the story, and you can feel that authenticity in every scene.
It's crazy to think Tangerine came out almost a decade ago, but its impact is still so strong. It really helped open doors for more transgender actors and filmmakers to tell their stories. And it challenged audiences to really look at their own biases.
No doubt about it. It showed Hollywood that these stories have an audience and that transgender talent deserves to be seen and celebrated.
One of the things that makes Tangerine so powerful is how it balances those tough realities with moments of pure joy and connection. It doesn't sugarcoat the struggles, but it also celebrates the resilience and the humanity of the characters.
Exactly, and I think that speaks volumes about Sean Baker's vision as a filmmaker. He didn't shy away from the tough stuff, but he also wanted to show the beauty and strength within this community.
This film might have had a small budget shot on iPhones, but it made a huge impact. It reminded everyone of the power of storytelling, the importance of diverse voices, and how limitations can actually lead to the most creative results.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Tangerine proves that a great story told well can truly make a difference.
And that wraps up our deep dive into Tangerine. We want to hear from you. Did this film inspire you to check out more indie cinema? Or maybe seek out stories from different perspectives? Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Catch you next time.